Ego sat at the edge of her seat in a crowded, stuffy lorry, her face betraying hints of discomfort. The voices of passengers arguing over seats and the jolting of the poorly maintained vehicle added to her unease. For someone accustomed to luxury, the bumpy ride and the shattered around her were foreign. But Ego had a mission, one she was determined to complete, no matter the cost. As she glanced out the window, her mind drifted into a memory. She and her younger brother Shike were raised in a modest home by loving but strict parents. Their father, a teacher, always emphasized education, while their mother, a trader, instilled discipline. Though life was simple, their home was full of love. Ego recalled her father's word, hard work and humility will take you far in life. Ego never looked down on anyone. Ego and her brother Shike always dreamed of leaving the village to a city when they grew up. After their secondary school, Ego got admission into the university, while her brother Shike joined his mother's line of business. By the time Ego graduated from the university, Shike was already doing well. After Ego National Youth Service in the city, she rented an apartment in the city. Luckily for her, one of the companies she went for an interview had called her to start work. At her first day at work, she was excited, looking around the entire company, and she mistakenly bumped into a young handsome man with files on her hand. The files scattered on the floor. "Oh, I'm sorry, sir," said Ego. She immediately bends down and starts picking up the documents. Ego handed it over to the man, and again she said, "Please, I'm sorry, sir." "No problems," he said with a smile and walked away. Ego later realized that he was the owner of the company during his general meeting with the staff. Ego was surprised and nervous, but the boss later called her and told her not to worry about the incident. "Thank you, sir," she said. "You don't have to be too formal. You can call me Ike," he said, smiling warmly at Ego. That was the first thing and the beginning of their friendship, which later led to a successful marriage. 3 years later, Chike got married and life was beautiful. Life was perfect until it happened. Madam, are you snoring or playing music for us here?" snapped the man sitting beside Ego. His voice was laced with irritation, and his sharp tone drew the attentions of other passengers. "I am sorry, sir," Ego said quietly, her cheeks burning with embarrassment. The man grumbled but eventually turned away. Ego sighed, grateful the encounter was over. Soon, the lorry jerked at a stop at the market junction, and Ego alighted, clutching her bag. She made her way through the crowded street, dodging vehicles honking impatiently. She kept walking, eventually arriving at the modest one-room apartment rented for her. It was small but clean. The next morning, Ego woke up early. She put on a simple outfit, tied her scarf neatly, and packed her file. She was determined to find a job. Her mission required her to stay under the rider, and blending in meant working like everyone else. Office after office, she faced rejection. Most employees dismissed her politely, citing her age as a barrier. At one office, the gateman blocked her entrance, waving his hands dismissively. "Madam, there is no work here. You people should stop disturbing us," he barked. Ego stood her ground. "I want to speak with the manager, please." The man stepped in front of her, raising his voice. Are you deaf? I say no work. At that moment, a lady in an elegant suit stepped out of the building. Her eyes fell on Ego and she shifted to the loud gate man. What is going on there? She asked firmly. Ego took a chance. Good day, ma. I am looking for a job. Any job, ma. The lady was the manager of the company. She looked Ego over. Her expression softened. We don't have any vacancy here, except for the cleaner's position. But honestly, it is not suited for someone of your age. I can do it, Ego said quickly. Are you sure? Asked Vera, the manager. Yes, ma, I can do it, Ego replied with determination. The next morning, Ego started a new job as a cleaner. It wasn't easy. Some of the staff made her work difficult on purpose. One man repeatedly left his office in a mess just to watch Ego struggle. Nancy, the assistant manager and a rival to Vera, took every opportunity to insult Ego. You can't even clean properly, Nancy sneered one day. Are you sure you are not just here to beg? But Ego ignored her, focusing on her work. She endured the humiliation because she had a goal to achieve. The only bright spot was Vera. The manager often checked on Ego and even bought her small gift to show kindness. Meanwhile, at the nearby market where Ego bought her groceries, she met a friend, Mama Nkechi, a cheerful trader. One day, Ego realized she don't have enough money to pay for her items. Oh, madam, I don't have enough money to pay for these items here, but I have some money at home, Ego said. No problem, ma, Mama Nkechi said, calling to her daughter. Mma, please follow this madam to her house and collect the money. Mma, a curious girl of about 22 years old, followed Ego home. As she stepped into the small apartment, Mma's eyes widened. Wow, this place is so beautiful and neat. Ego smiled as she set her bag down. Mma, do you have a family? Or do you live here alone? Mma asked, looking around. Yes, I live here alone, Ego replied, chuckling at the girl's curiosity. But I have a son. He's in another city, working hard for a living. Mma frowned. Why would your son leave you to suffer like this? Ego laughed gently. Life isn't always what it seems, my dear. My son is caring and loving, but he had to work hard for a better future. I'm sure you will like him when you meet him. Okay, Mama, if you say so, Mma said. Mma quickly helped Ego to prepare the food. Meanwhile, at work, anytime Vera is not around, her co-workers make the work hard for Ego. Nancy, the assistant manager, who dislikes Vera and is always looking for a way to take Vera's position as a manager, transferring all her hatred and aggression towards Ego. Ego politely told her one day, please, treat me with some respect. I am old enough to be your mother. Respect? God forbid. You are not anything close to my mother. They all laughed at her. The manager informed the staff that the company would be expecting an important investor soon. Therefore, all hands must be on deck to promote the company's reputation. The day finally arrived when the company was expecting the investor. The head of all departments, including the managers, assembled at the conference hall, awaiting the arrival of the investor. When the investor arrived, he was beyond everything the staff hoped for. He was tall, handsome, and confident. His presence commands respect, and everyone scrambled to make a good impression. And immediately Nancy saw him. Her eyes widened. Wow, she muttered under her breath. This guy is cute and everything I want in a man. I wish he could be mine. The investor introduced himself as Mr. Gad. Welcome into the conference hall. Mr. Gad, welcome into our company. We have been looking forward to your visit, said Vera. Thank you, Mr. Gad said with a smile. As the meeting was ongoing, Nancy was busy staring at Mr. Gad, and she was lost in a thought. Mr. Gad continued to state why he would want to invest in the company, making gestures and holding a file in his hand. He mistakenly brushed against a glass of wine, and the wine spilled across the table and onto the floor. The room was silent for a moment before Nancy shouted, "Oh no, no," she exclaimed dramatically. "Ego, come here now and clean this mess." Ego quickly came with mop and towel. As she stepped into the room, her eyes fell on Mr. Gad and she froze. Her heart skipped a beat and she stood there staring, unable to move. "Ego, what is wrong with you?" Nancy shouted. "Come and clean this mess before you embarrass us further." The other staff joined Nancy in scolding Ego for being clumsy. Why is she still standing there? Does she think this is a stirring contest? Vera, sensing this, that something was wrong, stood up, went to Ego gently, and took the towel from her. "Ego, are you alright?" she asked softly. Ego blinked as she recovered herself and nodded quickly. "Yes, I'm fine," she said. She took the towel back, knelt down to clean the spill. She avoided looking at Mr. Gad. Ego quickly left the room after cleaning the mess. Vera apologized to Mr. Gad. "I am sorry for the disruptions," she said. "Please, let's continue." "No problems." At the end of the meeting, everyone tried to be on Mr. Gad's good page. Meanwhile, as Ego left the company's premises that evening, she couldn't help but look around to see if this Mr. Gad was still around. What was he doing here? Who is Mr. Gad? Who is Ego? What exactly is her mission? Will she actualize her mission without hurting herself or anyone? Find out in the next episode. Stay tuned. Kindly like to enable this video spread to the greater number of people. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel to support my growth. God bless you. Bye bye.